Hello students. Now we are studying the second chapter of the second unit of paper 8, that is magnetic properties of matter and dielectrics. So let us study dielectrics. Dielectrics are special insulators which play an essential role in electrical applications in technology. Examples for dielectrics are glass, paper, wood, mica, rubber, water, sodium chloride, etc. We know that in insulators, the electrons of all orbitals of each and every atom are bound to the nucleus, hence, they are said to be localized. Here, we don't get free electrons such that they act as insulators or bad conductors of electricity. However, in metals, which are good conductors of electricity, the last orbital electrons, which are known as valence electrons of each and every atom, are assumed to be freely moving within the volume of the material according to the free electron theory of metals. This you have studied in your fifth semester. It is also known as Drude and Lorentz theory. So that is known as Drude's model, wherein the last orbital electrons are totally free, uh, are assumed to be free, and they are moving within the volume of the material freely. They contribute for the conduction of electricity. But in case of insulator, they are said to be localized. They are bound to the nucleus, so we won't get any free electrons here. So they are known as insulators. But in case of special insulators, which are dielectrics, what happens when an electric field is applied between the two ends of a dielectric material? The negative charges of the electrons and the positive charges of protons of the atoms are slightly displaced from their original position. If we consider any one atom or molecule of the material, the application of the electric field causes a slight displacement of negative and positive charges, resulting a small separation or distance of the order of micrometer, forming an electric dipole. Now, the dipole is said to possess a dipole moment. So, this dipole moment is we are considering for each and every atom of the molecule. So, you know that atom you cannot see with your naked eyes. So it is of the order of nanometer. So, this dipole moment, this concept or this quantity is known as microscopic quantity. Okay, so it is for each and every atom or molecule, it is known as a microscopic quantity. Now, let us consider a bulk dielectric material which is placed within the space between the two plates of a capacitor of capacitance C connected to a battery of voltage V. So we can write electric field in terms of voltage or voltage in terms of electric field or intensity of electric field. This is the relation between the two, electric field and voltage. That is E is equal to V by D, where D is the distance between the two plates of the capacitor. So now these are the two plates of the capacitor, and a dielectric material is kept between the within the space between the two plates. Uh, Now a battery is connected, so this positive terminal is anode and negative terminal is cathode. So here positive charges are placed on the one of the plates of the capacitor, and here the negative charges are placed. And now this voltage is applied to this dielectric material. If you consider each and every atom or molecule, so negative charges and positive charges are separated. So negative charges come towards the positive terminal and positive charges go towards the negative terminal. That is, this is negative charges go towards anode and positive charges go towards cathode. Okay. So now here you see, so this end consists of positive charges of the dielectric material, and this end consists of negative charges. So there is a potential or voltage is developed within the material of voltage V dash, that will be in the opposite direction to the applied field. Okay. Now the dipoles are formed within the dielectric material possessing dipole moments. If you consider the bulk material, all the negative charges are said to be attracted towards the anode. So this I have described already, and positive charges are said to be cathode. And this is known as polarization of electric charges. Okay, so here the concept polarization comes into play, so forming polarization of electric charges. Since the phenomenon polarization is considered for the whole bulk material, so here negative charges and positive charges separated, so this separation of the charges or displacement of charges for a bulk material, so this is known as polarization. So polarization is considered for the whole material, hence it is known as macroscopic quantity. Okay, the whole bulk material, it is termed as a macroscopic quantity. Though dielectric is an insulator, it can exhibit electrical properties when electric field is applied. This electrical phenomenon taking place within the dielectric material is known as electric displacement, capital D, or electric flux density or electric field induction. So the electric displacement D is directly proportional to the applied field E. So we can write a proportionality constant epsilon naught for vacuum and epsilon for a dielectric material. So D is equal to epsilon naught E when there is no dielectric material present or in the presence of vacuum or free space, and this epsilon naught is known as permittivity of free space, and it is a constant, it has a constant value, so that is 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad per meter. So for dielectric material we write epsilon. So this epsilon is known as the absolute permittivity of the material. So this epsilon can be written as epsilon naught into epsilon r, where epsilon r is the relative permittivity of the material. So this relative permittivity is the ratio between the absolute permittivity of the material and the permittivity of free space. Okay, epsilon r is equal to epsilon divided by epsilon naught. So this epsilon r is also known as a dielectric constant because it has a constant value for a given dielectric. So it is also termed as dielectric constant of the material of the dielectric. So this dielectric constant is for the whole dielectric material, hence it is also a macroscopic quantity. So we can define the permittivity as a measure of how easily a material can be polarized, or the extent to which the material concentrates the electric flux. And also the dielectric constant of a dielectric material is a measure of electric stress that the material can withstand without passing electric current through it. Yes, no? So here it allows only the electric stress or electric field within the material, but it doesn't allow the current to pass through. So without passing electric current through it. The dielectric constant has different constant values for different dielectrics. Now if we compare when there is a free space and when there is a dielectric material, just now I told V dash is built in within the dielectric material for because of polarization of the charges, and we have taken in the opposite direction, we have taken that voltage as V dash, and this as V. So when there is no dielectric material or a free space or vacuum, let us consider this voltage as V naught and this capacitance of the capacitor as C naught. and here it is C and V. So we know that V is equal to V naught minus V dash. Therefore, V naught is equal to V plus V dash. Thus, V naught is greater than V or V less than V naught. So, we can answer a concept question. Does voltage decrease when a dielectric material is placed between the two plates of a capacitor connected to a battery? Answer yes, because when a dielectric material is placed between the two plates of a capacitor, there will be displacement of negative and positive charges, resulting polarization of charges, which in turn produces an opposite field or voltage within the material. Hence, the voltage applied between the two plates of a capacitor will be decreased. So, here again we have defined the dielectric constant. So we can write like this. So C is equal to Q by E, C naught is equal to Q by V naught, and we know that C directly proportional to A, where A is the area of the space between the two plates of the capacitors, and it is inversely proportional to D, that is the distance between the plates or width of the dielectric material. Therefore, we can write C naught is equal to this and C is equal to this. So we can write epsilon is equal to epsilon naught epsilon r A. So from equation 1 and 2 we can write C by C naught is equal to this. So epsilon r, dielectric constant, can be written as C by C naught is equal to V naught by V, as C is equal to Q by V and C naught is equal to Q by V naught. Okay, so that we can write C naught